Good evening. Thank you for joining us at New Day Fellowship Church, growing church, new vision for a multicultural generation. We thank you for joining us this evening. Yes, I'm in shorts, and the reason is because it's 102 to 103 outside, but it's 70 degrees in here, so I have to go back outside to the car. So that's why I just brought my shorts on. So that's who I am. And this is a comfortable place to just to have fun and not only that, but get to know who people are in the Lord. If you're on Facebook, push like, comment, and share. If you're on YouTube, push like, comment, and subscribe. Let's say it one more time. If you're on Facebook, push like, comment, and share. If you're on YouTube, push like, comment, and subscribe. And also, remind to push the bell notification to know when we are live. And if you choose to chime other people in, that is great. And it is live. It is on a Wednesday evening here. And I want to introduce you to this beautiful young lady that is not only a guest here at the church, but a friend as well. And I want to introduce you to Miss Bryn Myers here, and she is the City of Temple manager. And I mean, she runs everything. She's a whoo-hoo. So I just let you know that, but it's all good. But like I say, we like to have fun and just chat and just see what's going on. So Ms. Myers, give us some information about who you are. You might start when you was 2 years old and went up, but just give some information about you.
Well, thank you first for having me. I'm
welcome.
really excited about being able to participate. For the record, when I walked in, your thermometer outside said 104, so
Okay.
it's hot. I agree. Well, like you said, my name's Bryn Myers. I serve as the city manager for the City of Temple, and I've been with the city for 15 years.
Wow.
Which time really does fly by when you're having fun. I've been city manager for 5, so I was in other roles in the organization. I really kind of grew up in City of Temple, came here when I was early on in my career and had lots of opportunities to grow and learn here. So as you and I were talking before we came on, I was born in Temple. But if you get the whole story, I was raised in Killeen. So my dad was from Killeen, my mom was from Temple, and they met at UMHB, and we grew up in North Killeen. And my dad, for a while, served on the city council in Killeen, and that really got my attention on local government and really kind of got my interest. And Killeen also had a youth advisory commission that let young people work on city projects and learn about city government, and I was real involved with that, and now here I am today. So really have enjoyed being in Temple, and man, it's a really exciting time to be here too now.
Wow. I know there's a lot of things going on in Temple. I mean, a whole lot of things. So if you're bored, that means that you just don't go anywhere because there's a lot of things. Because there's the First Friday that's going on. There's a lot of events going on. All you do is just go downtown and you see the cars everywhere. And there's a lot of construction that's going on. And, I'm excited that, you are leading, the helm of getting things going on. And we need people that has a vision. And you have a vision for this city. And so, you're what we need, in this place because there's a lot of talkers, but then there's a lot of doers. And you're on the doer section of what's going on here. Now, let's go back memory lane.
Okay.
Have you ever thought about that you be where you are right now, or?
Yes, I did decide early on that I wanted to be part of local government. I was passionate about it, but I wanted a job that paid. And so, city
Smart.
council members, they don't get paid. So as I looked around, I thought, you know what? I want to be a city manager. And so I set out, as a high schooler with the vision that I was going to be a city manager one day. Maybe not quite. When I was appointed city manager, I was 33.
Wow.
And so I wasn't expecting it quite that early.
Right.
But yeah, I did have a vision that this is something that I wanted to do, and I'm excited that I've had the opportunity.
Wow. Well, we appreciate you here. I'm speaking, for myself and others as well. That, we need somebody young, vibrant, and not only that, but has gusto. And sometimes you have to make the tough decisions. And regardless if you make good decision or you make the bad decision, people are going to say what they want to say. But I like how you just still stick to your guns and go forth in what you need to do. So I really do appreciate that. And I know that, being the city manager is not always hunky-dory.
Right.
But, because sometimes when people call, they don't call and say, you're doing a good job. There's always something negative, There's a pothole over here,
Yeah.
and this is going on. And it takes a strong person to do what you do. Not only that, but then you have to sleep at night, and you have a family, So it's awesome that. And so how do you juggle? Is it after a certain time? That's it. Everything's chilled out, and it's okay. It's family time now, and then I'll pick this up another day. But because your family is very important.
Oh yes.
It's very,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we don't want to say, "Mom, you never was there when I needed you," but so
Right. God, family,
right.
then work. Right.
Yes.
So yeah. One of the things that has actually been really helpful to me, and I hate to say that going through the pandemic there was any positive that came out of it, because I would never, there was such a loss of life and such a disruption, but I do think that it helped us understand the power of, you don't necessarily have to be at the office to work. There was a lot of technology advancements in a short time, and maybe not advancements, but adoptions of things that, I had never been on a Teams, meeting before, but all of a sudden, that was the world. And so during that time, I set up I basically replicated my office at work at my house. And that has been really helpful for me, because what I had to do for a while was I would find days that I was up and at the office before my babies were awake, and I didn't get home until they were asleep, and that's not, those weren't good days. Those weren't days that were well balanced. But what I can do now is get up and work, do my desk work, answer emails, do things at my desk for an hour or two in the morning, wake them up, help them get ready for school and breakfast, and spend some time together, and then head into the office. And then I can get home, at a decent time and spend time with the family, play games, eat dinner together. And then after they're in bed, if I need to, get a thing or two done, I can just do it from my home office. So that's really been really helpful.
Technology.
Yeah, and I think it's not there are days when work is more heavy, and there's days when, family life is more heavy, and you just do your best to balance it all out.
Wow, that's awesome. I mean, and then it's very important to spend quality time with the Lord. And I know you can do that as you're driving in, and as you drop your children off and everything, and because it does relax the mind, but stay focused at the same time. And then because that the world is, tough, but the idea, as long as you balance it out, things work out. And you've been for 5 years at least, so things are balancing out. Because I know there was some that have started in office, and within a year they just burn out, or they just didn't have a just weight in everything. So we do appreciate what you do. I don't know all what you do, not trying to find out, but what you do is awesome.
Thank
because
you.
you just you're out there in the public. Now there's a lot of things going on in downtown Temple. There's a lot of things going on in Temple. There's a whole lot of things going on around Temple.
Right.
So I'm just gonna let you just go for it for what you want to tell us of what's going on. Start downtown, because I know there's a lot of revitalization and everything else.
Yeah. So we actually, this past year, Temple was in the top 20th fastest growing cities in the entire United States of America. So we are experiencing some significant growth right now, which can be challenging, but it's also very exciting because it brings a lot of opportunities with it. And you are really seeing the fruit of a lot of years of hard work as you look in downtown right now and what's going on. You'll see the old Han Hotel project coming along quite well. That was a project that I think there were quite a few people that were wondering if it would ever be able to occur, and it's just kind of what you talked about is just making sure you have a vision and you keep it and you just keep working on it until it comes to fruition. So that's a really exciting project. It's a public-private partnership between the city and the development team, Turner Behringer. They're going to keep the historic fabric of the building, so you'll still have all of the architectural elements that were original to that hotel that was built in the early 1900s, but they're going to, I guess you would say, adaptively reuse. Instead of a hotel, it will become apartments, housing for people to live downtown. The bottom floor is planned as restaurant space, a different kind of culinary. It's almost like I think it's called a food hall, but like different kind of culinary experiences there. They're also restoring the Arcadia Theater. It will house a little over 600 seats when it's set up in theater seating. So the Turners operate the Hippodrome in Waco, and so I think we'll see a very similar programming at the Arcadia when it reopens. And then they're also redeveloping what's a former Sears department store, and that will also be a combination of ground level commercial retail space as well as apartments on the upper floor. The city is underway with 2 parking garages right now. One is adjacent to the Han project, and actually the first floor of that one will be retail space. So we'll see a lot of new opportunities for retail restaurant spaces in that corridor. I love that because it's kind of on the eastern edge of downtown right now, so it really pushes the activity that's we've seen happen in the core of downtown further east, which is exciting to me because another big focus area we have is really wanting to see East Temple be invested in and revitalized and have that vibrancy and opportunities and businesses and housing coming to fruition. So, and then the other parking garage is over on First Street, and so there's a ton of activity going on in downtown, both from city projects as well as private investment.
And food trucks and new proprietors coming in.
Exactly.
Yes, I mean it's it's a good place to spend your money. Is downtown Temple, good place.
Yes.
I had this one person say that where I live, that's where I spend my money. So nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
So you all out there, spend your money in Temple, okay? It keeps the city going, and now that bring other people in.
Yeah. Yep. It helps with the vibrancy of the area and helps us attract even more offerings.
Right. Now, do you see a trend of 20 to 29 are coming back or coming to Temple, or just kind of a variation of all people coming in as in age?
I think it's a little bit of everything, but there is certainly an uptick in that younger demographic, especially, not just, but both people who grew up here, left for school or other opportunities, and then as they're maybe looking to put some roots down, realizing that Temple has a lot to offer. And then also new talent, new people coming in because of all of the opportunities that exist here and all of the amenities and the quality of life you can have without the enormous cost of living that you can find in other places. Like, for example, my sister, she's in her early 30s, and she just bought a house here in Temple. she was living in Austin, and Austin was unaffordable to her to enter as a first-time home buyer, but she was able to, find a starter home here, and has really, grown to love Temple, and as if you explore downtown and you explore the unique things we have, you can find a lot here.
Yeah, that's true. And then, okay, so you talked about downtown. So what's going on in city of Temple that you can share? Because I know that you're in a lot of meetings that's not need to be known right now. And I understand that, but what you could share with us.
Yeah. Well, I was just briefing the council last week on our budget. We have over $500 million, so $500 million in capital projects underway right now throughout the city. And that's streets, water lines, parks, police stations, you name it, we've got something going on. And then in the next 6 years, we have a 6-year budget plan. There's another more than $500 million of projects that we've got planned. So there's just stuff going on all over the place. We're working really closely with TISD as they're experiencing growth and building out new elementary schools. We've got a great program in place called Places and Spaces Capital Improvement Program. You know that we are doing our neighborhood planning efforts in some of our older neighborhoods, and this money is set aside to help us actually start building the improvements that are coming out of those neighborhood plans. You said earlier that I'm a doer, and I if you know anything about me, you know I love a good plan, but I also like to make sure that we implement, what we do, because it's not doesn't do any good to make a plan and then never look at it again. You want to make sure that if you're planning something, you've got a way to make it come to life. And so the council just awarded the first $18 million of funding to start building the roads and the sewer lines that will help us see that revitalization in our neighborhood. So really excited about that.
Wow. I mean, it's overwhelming, and so how do you deal with that? Just everything just moving. It's like a watch. You open it up and everything has its own little section and is working. How do you deal with that?
Well, my absolute favorite thing, and this is true, is budgeting. And I know that sounds super strange, and most people have an aversion to budgeting and only do it because they have to. But my very first job in local government, the first city I worked for, my first job was an intern in the budget office. And I fell in love almost immediately, because to me, that's where the big picture gets broken down, meets the details, where you take what you say are your priorities and you make sure they are your priorities because you're putting your resources to them. And so when I became city manager here, one of the things that was important to me was that we started a longer range budgeting and business planning process. So we do a 6-year plan now instead of just a 1 year. And that really helps us look at the whole picture and not just this piece of the puzzle or that piece of the puzzle. It's easier to see how you put all the pieces together, because there are so many pieces that have to come together in order to have a community that you want to call your home, that you want to live in. You need streets to drive on. You need good schools to go to. You need to feel safe in your home and your businesses. You need parks to have your kids play in. And so there's so much that goes into what we do as a city that really helps keep everything in place by having that longer term vision.
Now, I know that you're married and you have children. So when do you get your date night in?
Well, it's really helped since my sister moved to town, I tell you that. I got an extra babysitter. So,
all right.
Yeah.
It's very important.
It is very important. And it's really important whether it's a true night out on the town or just a a nice steak dinner after the kids go to bed, that you get that quality time.
Wow, wow. That's
So.
yeah, that is. I know that. Like I say, our children are grown and gone, and sometimes my wife and I, we still have date nights, and at first we just, go somewhere and we just sit across the table and just look at each other like.
What do you want to talk about? Yeah.
But now we make conversation now. But it's good because when the children are there, you're the Uber driver, you're the
Right.
credit union, you're a Lyft, you all that, and so
Yes.
you're not really communicating with your spouse. You just it's focusing on the children, and then when they graduate and then they go to college, you're like, okay, what do I do now?
Got to
So
get
you
to
gotta-
know each other again.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
My husband and I celebrated 10 years of marriage last year.
All
We
right.
actually have now reached 11, but last year, because it was kind of a milestone, we were able to take a week-long trip together, just the two of us, and that's the first time we've got to do that in a long time, and it was really nice to get that time together and just be a couple again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we teach this there at this facility that, you have to have a date night. I mean, just, I don't care if you go to McDonald's, do
Right.
something together, so keep it going on because, sometimes, you can get so caught up into your job and you forget about, hey, I'm married, got children. So, so it's good to, stay focused.
Yes.
And the scripture does talks about having a just weight. In other words, you got to balance everything out. And so it's very important. So I'm glad that you are doing this, because
Thank you.
like I said, we have to do it,
Yeah.
and sometimes, we might not say good, nice things sometimes, but then we got to get back together at the same time. Say, okay, why did we get married? Okay, that's why we got married. Okay, so,
Because you fell in love.
and my credit card was going up like this, and I said, well, I gotta get somebody to help pay this credit card down. It was a Discover card. I still remember that. And so, once we united in marriage, our credit card started going down. So, all right, that's what I'm looking
That's
for.
the right direction.
Yes. I know it sounds kind of corny and but hey, because I wasn't into just whining and dining everybody in town. It had to be somebody personal and specific that I wanted to do it with. So that's how we stayed together from that.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that to her quite a bit, and I know once I get home from this telecast, she's watching right now, and so she probably waiting at the door, So.
With dinner,
Yes.
I made a stop on my way here to home
Mhm.
quickly, and there was a nice crock pot meal getting prepared. So I'm going home to a good dinner too.
I know it's gonna be awesome.
My husband's a good cook, so I'm
Oh,
lucky.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have one person in the audience. He's a master, pit master.
Oh yeah,
And he does real well, So he's
brisket or
he does it all.
anything, all of it.
He does it all.
Yeah.
I mean,
My husband Blake, he smoked some ribs last 4th of July, so we haven't had those in a while. That's a little bit harder to do with some little ones running around,
Yes.
but it's good.
Yes, it is. So, okay, so we talked about City of Temple, which, you're like, say, you're engulfed into it. You're right there. We talked about the Han Hotel that's going up. We talked about the renovation that's going on downtown and all the other different avenues that's going up. There's so many different streets, I have no idea where they came from.
Right.
I mean, out there by Garcia, I mean, they just popped up like overnight. I'm like, what happened? And big homes are going up. And you're out there by Tractor Supply. That area is just escalating. I mean, it's just all over it. And don't talk about West Temple. It's out there.
It's exploding,
It's
yeah.
like it got its own little city out there.
Mhm.
It's
In a lot of
awesome.
ways, yeah.
So and that comes from good leadership.
I used to be able to keep up with all the development names.
Yeah.
Speaking of street names, I used to be able to tell you, oh yeah, that one's called this, that one's called that.
Yeah.
I've lost track. There's too many of them.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of things that you're doing, and like saying that you got to have somebody with a brilliant mind, and I know you have a team of people. You have a beautiful people that's gathered around you.
We
that's,
do.
That's moving it also. So, your team, and your team is as good as the leader is, and how how they just soothe around you and get things done, you know, because I know some of them, and I mean, they're busy bees.
We have such a wonderful leadership team. I mean, really all of our employees, but you know, the ones that I work most closely with, of course, are our department heads. And you know, my job, the way I look at my job, is to get them what they need to be successful and get out of their way, you know, and help support them and clear hurdles and roadblocks, get them the resources they need. But they really deserve all of the credit for everything, all the good that's happening. And then our city council is just a wonderful team of very strong leaders who all have such a heart for the whole community. You know, they represent districts and they represent their districts well, but they also keep in mind the whole community and want to see you know, each part thrive. And so it's just there's a lot of great things happening in Temple because there's a lot of great leaders in whether that be the council or city staff, but we also have such an engaged community leadership group, local pastors, business leaders, and that really makes Temple stand out. That doesn't happen everywhere, and I think there's a lot of credit to go to all of the leaders throughout the community who really love the city and want to see it be successful and thrive, and lots of people working together for the greater good.
Yeah. Now, how do you deal with people and, like I said, it comes along with the job, and like you're on city council, and you're up there and you got 300 people looking at you, and you can tell by the body language, you know, and don't like what's going on. How do you work that out?
What I try to do is always remember that no matter what decision you make, there's going to be people who like it and there's going to be people who don't like it. Yeah. So I try to stick with what I call my true north, is just not to worry so much about what one individual or another individual is going to think about that, but really do what I feel like is the right thing to do, and you know, the helpful thing, the most, the thing that's in the best interest of the community. And so I call it my true north, just trying to keep the true north, let the kind of noise go out, and just focus on trying to understand what is the right thing to do, and doing that. You know, sometimes doing the right thing takes courage. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes I get it wrong, but that's what I try to do.
Yeah. I know sometimes when I'm ministering, and you can tell by sometimes the body languages, so I don't look at the person, I look between the person. So they look like I'm looking at them because my eyes are big, but I'm actually looking between them, so I just tune them out in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Because I have to get, you know, this message out that I believe that the Lord has given me to give to people. So, you know, there's different ways, and then plus,
whether they want to hear it or not.
Right. And
they need to hear it.
Yes. Because when I'm speaking to them, I'm speaking to myself also. It's not like, you know, do as I say, but, you know, do as I do also. You know, so that's how I do things. So, and I tell people, I say, if I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing, I'm supposed to get caught, get it over with, repent, move on. That's what I do, you know. But I haven't, you know, got caught in anything because I ain't done nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so, but people watching me. I had one gentleman stop me at the back at a store, and he stopped my basket and looked at my basket and see what was all in it.
Yeah.
Like,
he's gonna audit your shop.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, literally stopped, you know, and just, you know, like, what are you looking for, you know? But, you know.
Yeah. Because in a position like yours, or, you know, in any leadership position, you're held to a standard that is and oftentimes higher than others. But at the same time, we have all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, and so we have to remember we're humans, and we're not gonna be perfect, and we are gonna make mistakes and buy junk food sometimes.
Well, don't peep through the window at night, because sometimes me and my wife, we having fun, going at it, and then when the doorbell ring, we just, get our little, hallelujah kind of mode.
Your poker face.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's what I have to. That's a skill what do you say? Like an unofficial skill they teach you in city manager school.
Right.
Get a good poker face.
Right.
Get up on the council dais and just get your poker face on.
Right.
Don't let them see your emotions.
That's so fun.
Sometimes it doesn't work, but I
Yeah.
try.
Well, and then when someone may say something that I really didn't care for this, for hear him to say it, but I still just kind of like, But deep down inside my tongue will come out and slap them. But you can't do it. You just gotta just be calm
Yes.
and then go far away.
Scream in the pillow.
Right. Yes, but it's all good though. It's all good. But I really appreciate you. Anything else you want to share with us? Because this is get to know Bryn Myers.
Yeah,
evening.
you put me on the spot. I don't. I have 2 dogs. No, I'm just teasing.
All
I
right.
actually do have 2
Nothing
dogs.
wrong with that.
But no, I
Are
really.
they pit bulls or?
No, they're little. They're both just just mixed breed dogs that just
Okay.
adopted from animal shelter. But I think one of them is a Manchester Terrier mix, and then
Okay,
one of
okay.
them is some type of terrier, and I think she's got to have Chihuahua in her. She's got that Chihuahua feistiness. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, they're my babies, my fur babies.
Have you ever thought about where you see yourself in 5 to 10 years from now?
Hopefully here.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I'm having fun. So
I know I get asked that question sometimes, and I'm scratching my head. Oh man, I mean, you put me on the spot. I don't have no idea. But it's good to plan.
yeah,
Yes, and then have it.
I think there's a point when you, as a leader, that it's time for a new leader for the organization, and I just hope that that I am of use here for a good long time, and that when it's my time to let go and let someone else step in, that I'll listen to that calling. And
Right.
but yeah, I would love to be here 5 to 10 years from now.
Well, you have a lot of things going on, for you, and that's you're young and you're energetic, and you're a thinker and all of that, but you're a dreamer, and so that's good. I mean, you have all those combinations, wrapped up in one person, So I know that usually when you hit the bed at night, I know your eyes are just shut tight
Go
And
to sleep fast. Yeah.
and just
Yeah, in our 6-year plan, our 6-year plan that we just presented last week to council, I mean, there's so many exciting things. It's hard to think about not being a part of them, seeing them come to fruition. So,
right.
lots of great stuff.
Have you ever been driving down somewhere in the city Temple? You're like, I could see this here, I could see that there, I could see that house gone, and we could put something else there.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes. But that's good though, because I mean your mind's still twirling. It's still using your left and your right brain.
Yeah.
So that's good.
And I also drive down the street all the time and say, that wasn't there yesterday.
Yeah.
It's crazy how fast things are going up.
Yeah. Now I know when your husband driving, do you see things you're like, I never saw that before?
Yes.
Yes.
No, this is one thing about me. When I'm driving, I probably should have answered your question differently about when I'm driving, because when I'm driving, I am straightforward. People will say, I try to wave at you. I'm like, I'm
Right.
focused on the road. But when my husband's driving, I can look all around. I hate driving. I'd have a driver if I was a rich person.
Yeah. Well, see, 99.9% of my wife and I'm driving.
Yes.
There's a reason behind it. I'm just playing. Just
No,
playing. Just playing, honey. Just playing.
For me,
But-
it's no doubt my husband's a much better driver,
Yeah.
and I prefer to be a passenger.
Yes. Well, that's the same way here. I like to drive though, because I want to be in control. And, sometimes we drive on the highway. I want her just to nod off a little bit. Next thing you know, I'm gone.
150.
And she said, "What's the speed limit?" Honey, somewhere back there, you know. Then I cruise down and look back at her, and she nod off again. There I go again. You know?
You're telling on yourself.
Yes, guilty, guilty,
Guilty.
guilty. But you know, she knows it because she said we sure get it fast. Oh, well, you know how it is. You when the traffic went, yeah, it was packed out there, but it's all good though. It's all good. Tell us some more about you that we don't know.
Oh,
Not the
goodness.
dark secrets now, but
Oh.
just the good things.
I don't have any
Just
dark
playing, just playing.
secrets. Let's see.
What kind of movies do you like?
I like to watch Disney movies with my kids, or animated movies with my kids, and I would say action / suspense is my preference in movies. I was a ballerina when I was
Really?
young.
Wow, people, did y'all know that?
Who
Okay.
knew? So yeah, I took ballet lessons since I was 3, and loved, that was my hobby as a young person. Still sometimes twirl around in the living room, but that's about it. What else? Me and my family love the outdoors, so we like to camp in an RV. So somewhat of the outdoors, like spend time on the water, whether that be the lake or the river or a swimming pool. But I love to be outside and be in nature. I love to go to Disney World.
I haven't been in a while.
I hadn't gone for a long time, but when my son was 3, I took him, and then I got real hooked. It's a fun place to escape for us for a few days, get away from the real world, get really immersed in just being with each other, and so I'm a big Disney
Yeah, I remember last
fan.
time we stayed in the Polynesian resort.
Ooh,
Yes,
I've never stayed there, but I've been there. That's bougie.
Yes.
That's nice.
Well, like saying, one time, so
Yeah.
you gotta go and live it up.
I think there are kind of two type of Disney World travelers. We're going one time, so we're going to splurge, or I want to go multiple times, so I'm going to do a few budget trips. So
Right. And then, now I know they're moving or adding an extra in is it Plano / area? I heard they move in this direction, or they add another area in the Dallas area, should I say?
I think that's Universal Studios.
Okay.
And I think I want to say Denton, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But it is, or maybe Frisco.
Frisco. Yes.
Yeah.
So that area.
So, but yeah, that's Universal.
Okay.
But that'll be cool.
Yeah, we'll just drive up there and
Uh-huh.
you can stay in your own bed that night. Just
That
drive
same
on back.
night, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I
That'd be
look
awesome.
forward to seeing that come.
Oh, definitely. If I'm still around, but
Ah.
but oh well. So, what's your favorite foods? And that's with an S, plural.
Oh, foods. Okay. My favorite appetizer is queso.
Okay.
Chips and queso for sure. So here's a question. Like, if you had, do you have a last meal? Like if you were on death row, right?
Ooh.
And you were going to get your last meal.
Mhm.
And then if you can only have the same meal for the rest of your life,
Mhm.
are those two the same thing for you?
I would say charcuterie board.
Yeah?
Because the variety of everything.
You get a little bit of everything?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. My wife and I, we love going to La Ria.
Mhm.
It's got a nice charcuterie board, or Prime 135. They got a nice charcuterie board, And that's the first thing they say, appetizer, charcuterie board. I mean, she knows exactly what I'm going to say.
Yep.
I like the goat cheese and all the other different things that's sitting on there, and so I like to change it up.
Yeah.
But if it's stationary, I could do that for the rest of the time.
I think if I had to pick a bit like my last meal, it would be a chicken fried steak from Old Jody's specifically.
Wow.
With their French fries, which remind me
Love
of
those
my
French fries.
grandma's homemade French fries
Yeah.
growing up. And I think I would like want that flown in if I were just having a last meal. But I don't know if I could eat that for every meal, for the rest of my life. So I might have to make a different choice. But I think if you had to pin me down, I would probably say chicken fried steak is my favorite. But it's heavy, so you can't have it all the time. I like getting that bacon wrapped shrimp from Cheeves. That's real good too. We've got a lot of good restaurants. Love me some barbecue.
Yes.
So,
Well, you haven't had no barbecue until you had Herman's barbecue.
where's that?
It's at his house.
Oh, this is Herman. Well, very good. I need to have some.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I mean, he's good at what he does.
Yeah.
He bring that Marshall flavor down this direction, and so it's awesome.
You need to give us a try. Give us
A taste.
do like a little storefront or something.
Yeah. But he's good at what he does. I mean, he's awesome. They also have a lovely wife also that she does great things also. So it's called the in the audience. I'm not just saying it because but they're excellent at what they do. So appreciate that. Last words.
Well, I just really appreciate the opportunity to come and talk to you and get to know you a little bit better, or share a little bit more about me. And thank you for doing this. Thanks for what you do for the community. And I know you've had other city staff on to help share what's going on. I think it's really cool. So thank you for that.
Yes, I mean, this is a multicultural. So in other words, we like to get variety of people in here and let people know who they really are. Because we only know you on the business scene.
Right.
But who is this person after the business scene when the lights goes off? After 5 o'clock, who is this person? And you find out that that's the real person, and you love the real person.
Yeah.
You got to put your game face on while you at your job. But then when you let your hair down, I let my hair down, but it don't go nowhere. so then we just have fun. So that's who we are. The guys here, they know I like to have fun. I like to still do pranks and jokes and all that sort of stuff. That's who I am. And
Good to know.
My lovely wife is total opposite. That's why we met, because she's a serious one, and so I'm the crazy one, and so that's why we stick together.
I'm
gotta
glad to
balance
know
each
you
other
like
out.
the pranks. So
Love it.
I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
I love it. But then I don't like when it comes back on me. Yes.
Just want to give out pranks, not
And they have
not be pranked.
Well, the church have done that, and I'm just calm, just looking at them, like it's okay, it's cool, but deep down inside,
No.
but it's all right. Like say, if it's either to dish it out, but it's not hard. I mean, bad to take it back. Like Fred Sanford would say, he say, "Do unto others for they have a chance to do unto you," which is opposite of what the Bible says.
Yeah.
So it's.
So
good.
do you like April Fool's Day?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. My son, he's 7. He got really upset with me this year because I didn't tell him it was April 1st, and he really likes April Fool's Day because he's also a bit of a prankster.
Yeah.
But I said, well, I didn't want to get pranked.
Well, I'll tell you what my wife done to me. This when Temple played Belton in football games, and I remember that evening. And I'm from Belton, and my wife's from Temple.
The rivalry.
Temple beat Belton 56-0. I still remember that, just as
no.
clear as day. And Saturday morning, I wake up and she's all in her a red attire. I mean, as in dress suit. And I'm looking at her, where's she going? And I said, what are you doing? She said, I'm just mourning for Belton. I could have took that bed and just threw it all up in the air. Yeah, she got me good. She got me good.
I love it.
But other than that, she's the serious one, but I'm the crazy one. And she would tell me, she said, "Now, When we go places, don't embarrass me, you know. And then we go to Walmart, and she's gone. And there I go, going to Walmart, talking to everybody and stuff, and then she'll call me, you know, I'm in the car, you know. But
Can't be seen.
yes. So it's fun. So, you know, we just gotta balance each other out. So it's excellent. But I really do appreciate you stopping by. I know there are other things you could be doing, and I know your husband's gonna have a dinner waiting for you. You know.
That's what it looked like. Yeah.
And take your shoes off and probably rub your feet while you eat it and all this stuff. Hey, hope he's watching. Okay. Moses Dean Jr., we thank you for watching. Virginia Mitchell, thank you for watching. LaSavio Little, thank you for watching. Appreciate you all. You know, they chiming in, so I'd say if it doesn't, you know, affect us, you know, I'd call their name out, because, you know, people like to hear their name out. So.
Absolutely.
So it's awesome.
Names are important.
Yes.
They're part of who you are.
Yes, but appreciate you, you know, coming this direction, and we know that, you know, other people are watching also, and on different settings that we have.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you just stopping by, you know, because we set this up about 2 or 3 months ago.
We did.
And I know that, you know,
May, I think. Yeah.
And I know you'd like seeing you everywhere, so that's good. So, you know, but you had time to just sit down and just talk and relax. So after this setting, I'm gonna pop it to all the city officials that I know and say, look, so it's your time to come this direction, because Brent Myers, I think you've been here one time before, and I think was talking about the budget and everything.
I think so, yeah.
So, but I appreciate you doing this, and I hope it's not the last time. I know, you know, we're months down the road, but, you know, just
I would love to come back again.
Yes. Yeah. And you just love to just, you know, just hang out and just sit and talk, and then, you know, we may even go at our families and go out and just eat somewhere. You know?
I'd love it.
And so I appreciate that. So y'all hear that now, don't y'all? Okay, so.
Like I said, I think
maybe McDonald's, maybe Burger King, maybe somewhere, or maybe just sitting at Jody's. It don't matter, or even Herman's new place. So
Herman's new place, yeah. If you'll have us, we'll probably drop by on a Sunday morning soon and
and just
join you in worship.
Well, I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And Cynthia
looks like y'all have
some
good music going on.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I do believe we, you know, not saying the best, but we're up there, because we just love to have fun and praise the Lord, you know. So I really do appreciate that. But thank you for coming and hanging out with us. So that's it.
All right. Thank you.
But thank you. Appreciate it. Just say hello to everybody. Say goodbye. You want to say
Bye,
hello to your husband and your kids. They'll see you later on. But thank you for joining us. But thank you for joining us at New Day Fellowship Church, growing church, new vision for a multicultural generation. We thank you for joining us this evening. And like I say, the special guest was and friend is Brent Myers from City of Temple. So people, she's not a robot. She's human, okay? So it's all good. So thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. Bye.